Hey there, Texas honey. How are you today, babes? Welcome. Hi. You want your cards right away? Since you're here, do you have a question today? Hi, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me. I'm excited. School break starts today. I love that. That's awesome. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Subscribers do receive 2 cards each. I'm going to go ahead and pull Texas Honey's 2 cards. She just wants a general one. And anyone else who's just subscribed, I'll pull 2 cards for any question you might have. Hello there, Erica. Welcome. Okay, something painful is ending. You just said school is ending. The break starts today. And we have the High Priestess here, which is it's almost actually about studying and stuff. So I think that's so funny. But this feeling of being like having your hands tied or being stuck, like your thoughts kind of keeping you stuck in place. This time where this ego mind is just like taking control all the time, that's ending, and you're really moving into this energy of trusting yourself. So trusting your heart and not letting your head kind of get you stuck in place. And then really seriously, just the end of this time that you've been studying. So you're getting like a break from it, but I think you're also getting a break from the constant chatter of the mind, and just really having a chance to tune into your heart space. So that's pretty cool. General pull for DM Detail. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that so very, very much. I think I'm 2 people away from my goal of 22 subscribers. So that's kind of exciting. When I do hit 22 subscribers, I'll pull cards for anybody that's in the room at that time. Your name is Shannon. That's your detailing page. I love that. All right, Shannon, let's take a look for you, the general energy for you. Oh, I like this. This just came out for the collective. So we have the 8 of Pentacles, and then we have the Ace of Swords. So what I love about this is it's showing me that you are really working on changing a mindset, changing the way you think about things, the way you've looked at things in the past, and you're shifting your mindset to something that's more positive. This can be something where you're working on affirmations, or you're working on just like sort of counteracting or cutting out some of the ways you've thought about things before. It could also mean that you are making something and you see a clear path towards like bringing about some kind of a fulfillment in whatever it is that you want to work on in this world or craft in this world. But in general, it's like a new, clear-headed energy about your career or about the work that you've done internally on yourself. It's a really good energy. I like that for you. So that's a good place to be today. That's very, very, very much in the cards then, working deeper on your relationship with God and on your purpose. I even like how this Ace of Swords has this kind of radiant sort of like energy of the divine around it. They don't always have that kind of imagery on it, so it's really kind of clarifying that that's definitely a message for you. You're welcome, Shannon. Thanks for being here today. Hi, Carissa. Do you want your 2 cards, babe? Do you have a specific question for today? I also noticed that I'm up to 20 subscribers, which means I got another subscriber too. So if there's someone else who also wants their cards read that has a prayer sign by their name, just let me know and I'll pull 2 cards, and then I'll pull some energy for the collective also today. But very exciting. If you go to the link in my profile, it is sexier now. I did do some work on it today. It looks real good. If it looks better, it's also a little more straightforward. You're gonna see the links at the top are the same. There's still the send me a deck or a gift or my storefront. There's also PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. But then as you scroll down, you're gonna see Pearl and the Prayers. If you want to hear my music, there's the link to my music. There's book a personal reading, become a member. Members of my website receive additional content each week. You also receive discounts and access to unreleased music. There is the really important link, which is join our retreat. So the virtual guided retreat that's on the 7th, the buy tickets link is live, so you can go to that and purchase a ticket. There are going to be 20 some tickets available. I think there's some people that have purchased tickets already. So 20 seats left approximately. If you go and purchase your ticket today, I highly recommend it, because we're going to send out a welcome packet this coming week, and it's going to have some information about how to prepare for the retreat. The week before the retreat, you'll receive the menu. You're going to receive a video for how to prepare your space. You'll receive some journal prompts if you want to do journaling, and all of that's going to come out a week before. So make sure you purchase your tickets in advance so you can get everything you need and give yourself enough time to get ready so that you can have the best spa experience from home that I can possibly help you come up with. Yes, I can do you for Cycle Montwist. That's quite a name there. And Carissa, I'm just going to finish her reading first. She is asking for just a general today. Oh, wow. 2 cards came out for you, and then one we just saw, so that's interesting. But your first 2 cards that came out in your first placement, you got the 3 of Cups, and then you got the 5 of Wands in reverse. So I'm thinking that something that was feeling like it was blocking you from feeling good or dating or having fun or even coming into union, some kind of a struggle that you're having internally about that is passing away. It's being released, and it's because you put in the hard work. We just saw this card that came out for Shannon is actually came out for you in your second placement. So your hard work is paying off. Something about the way you're thinking about union or having fun, having a good time, or dating, it's all opening up for you. Friendships also, if there was struggle having to do with friendships, if it seemed like you were worried about competition for somebody specific, like a third party energy, if something you were worrying about that, you've put in the work, and you're unblocking that energy, which seems really, really good and bodes well for you. So that's awesome. And don't worry, Jessica, let me get your cards. Thank you so much for the hanging lights, Shannon. I appreciate that so much. Do you have a specific question there, Jessica, today, or just a general energy? And you can ask specific questions. If anyone else who's here would like 2 cards pulled, just subscribe to my channel. There is a 1 month only option, so you don't have to worry about your card being charged every month. Just keep in mind. But if you subscribe, I will go ahead and pull 2 cards for you now and anytime I see you live for the next 30 days. You're welcome, Carissa. A finance question for you, Jessica. All right, let's take a look. Oh my God, I'm going to pull up. That is nutty. You're watching me shuffle these cards here. I'm actually going to pull one more card for you because, okay, so look what came out again. There's 3 people in here who have gotten this card today. So that for me is a confirmation that you've all come to the right place. You're looking at the right reader and you're getting the right information you need. And you're in a collective. You probably have a lot in common with the people that are here. Hard work, putting in your work, creating something, making something, crafting something. I'm seeing a feminine energy too, so I feel like it might be emotional work that's being done. And then we saw another card about work, the 3 of Pentacles. This is about building a sanctuary, partnership, connection. It's coming out with a Strength card in reverse. So one of the things that comes up for me when I see this combination is you might be doing a lot of hard work on third-party dynamics and fears or anxieties that come from the ego about, worrying about someone coming between you and your desire. And that can be either, competition for a job or a person, or always feeling like there is something standing in the way or blocking you from being able to work with something or someone. You're really working on those beliefs. You're trying to get some kind of control over the fears and anxieties that cause you to have issues with working in partnership, or feeling like partnership is always going to have this potential betrayal in it or whatever. So it's really just a confirmation that just to continue working on your mindset about it, and know that it's just fear, some wound from the past that's being triggered, that's causing you to sort of create those situations. Because one of the things that I really was hammered in today, I had a phone call with a friend because I was kind of feeling low energy today. and she was trying to put the wind back in my sails, and she was just telling me over and over again, you are the creator. And even though that can be a double-edged sword, because I was telling her, I'm like, that's somehow painful to me too, because to know that I am the creator and I am creating lack makes me feel bad about myself, right? It makes me feel less proud of myself, which I'm trying to get over those feelings and have like be happy and feel good about myself. And so it's understanding that it's not your fault that you are programmed to have these old mindsets. You know, there's a lot of reasons why you have these thoughts, these recurring thoughts that keep kind of recreating these events again and again in your life. It's not something to be ashamed of or to feel like you're a bad person because you can't seem to stop thinking about it. It's really difficult work. It's not easy. The Eight of Pentacles came out 3 times today to hammer in that we are, number one, we are working. So it's not like we're sitting here not trying. It's not like we just got, 4 of Cups over and over again. Like we're just sitting and imagining and dreaming and wishing. We're all putting in effort. We're all trying to change our mindsets. We're all trying to think in a way that creates something beautiful for us. And it will come. You just have to keep persevering. All my readings today really were about perseverance and overcoming struggles and success. Thank you so much for following me. I appreciate that. Follows and shares of the live, commenting, likes, those are all ways to really help support my channel. So I don't know why, but the Hanged Man just came out. So there's probably the reading that I want to do, I guess, is about waiting for something or being stuck or being paused. So this is the collective reading I'm going to do. You're welcome, Jessica. If you want your own personal reading after the collective reading, because I'm going to go into this collective reading right now. If you want your own personal reading afterwards, you can either click the link in my profile and send, we'll do $22 readings today. So $22 readings for today. If you would like a $22 reading, click the link. There is a support button that is PayPal. There is a Venmo button. There is a Cash App button. You can use any of those buttons to donate. Or to pay for your reading rather. Once I see how you have paid, I will go ahead and read for you in the order that I receive payments, and I usually get just like a little notification every once in a while. My app doesn't spit it out, so if you send a payment and I don't say anything about it, just make sure you let me know that you've paid and I will go ahead and do your reading. Do you know someone paid last week $5 and I gave them a reading, and then they took back the $5 with Cash App? But they didn't tell me they didn't like their reading. I was like, what? Let me know if you don't like a reading. I'll refund you. All right, so here we have the Hanged Man energy. And so I know that this reading that I'm about to do is about those of us that feel like we're just hanging around. We're suspended. We are waiting for something to happen. We are gaining perspective on our situation. We're surrendering to this energy too. We're just kind of like, well, there's really nothing I can do about it, so I'm just going to surrender to this energy. Let's get some information. I'm going to get a different deck, and we're going to look at the Hanged Man energy. Tell us about this energy. Okay, first card that came out here is the High Priestess. So we're definitely learning some deep spiritual truths during this time of pause. We're learning to trust our intuition, to trust our heart. When you're not seeing something happening, but you feel like it's going to happen, it's really a challenge to you to trust your heart and not your eyes. And that's something that's come up in the readings the last couple of days. Trust in your heart, not in what you're seeing. Because a lot of times what you're seeing is something that you created in the past. Not a lot of times. Always. Whatever you're seeing now, you created before. Okay, so if you love what you're seeing right now, then a lot of things that you were thinking and feeling before, those are starting to really show themselves to you. If you don't love it, it's not a reason to panic. It just means that the way you were thinking about this current time was filled with some worry, anxiety, or doubt. And now in this present time, you're experiencing the effects of having been worried and anxious and doubtful. And the good news is that in order to get out of that place where you're not enjoying the way it feels, all you have to do is become present, is to enter into the present moment. Because most of what's going on that makes you feel uncomfortable is thoughts about what's going to happen next from this anxious, doubtful energy you're experiencing right now. Or it's the stuff from the past that is unfolding right now, that if you just step into the present moment, becomes way less serious. For instance, even if you were, I don't know what, like, even if you were in prison right now, if your present moment was that you were in prison and you couldn't leave where you were, and that is like the worst feeling, the worst experience you could have. Your experience of that prison could be hellish, or it could be one where you are so present and appreciate every single thing you do have. You're breathing. You receive some kind of food. You have some kind of shelter. Even if it was the barest, most horrific elements that you were experiencing, if you can find the light in the present moment, you can draw that light towards you so that your next moment is better and better. There's an amazing book called Survival in Auschwitz by Primo Levi. I had to read it, I think, in high school, or maybe in college. I can't remember. It might have been in college that I read it. But that book is an autobiography about Primo's experience of surviving the Holocaust. And he talks at length about all of the horrific things that were going on around him. But he survived because of how he believed he would in that present moment when he was going through terror. He would have inside of himself this inner sanctum that he knew he would survive. He knew he would make it. And he found ways to find beauty and light in everything, even though it was one of the most bleak and horrible situations that a person could be in. So it's all about really tuning into the present moment and tuning into your heart space in that high priestess energy. So even if this weight is painful, even if you feel like it's never going to end, you have to believe that it will. You have to tell yourself this. You have to affirm this. It's really important. And look, there it is, the turning of the tides. The wheel of fortune, because the wheel will turn, right? It's always going to turn, and your fortune is going to shift and it's going to change. As soon as this sand runs out, we're going to flip this again, and the whole process is going to start again. Did anyone see the Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio? It's on Netflix, I think, right now. It's so beautiful. I highly recommend watching it. And then after you watch it, watch the making of it, because it's incredible. It's one of the most incredible feature films I've ever seen. And it features the hourglass in it. When Pinocchio dies and he ends up in the underworld, he always returns to life after the hourglass flips over, and he starts with a small hourglass and they get larger and larger, and he has to spend more and more time in the underworld. Very interesting, but this card just made me think of that movie. It's so brilliant. Go and watch it. It is a true joy. I watched it with my parents, and we all loved it. It was so good. It'll make you cry. Make sure you have a box of tissues. Okay, so the wheels are turning. So right now it seems like nothing's happening. We're hanging out here in this Hanged Man energy, but trust in your heart, trust in your intuition, trust in divine timing and in the turning of the wheel. And I know how frustrating these kind of readings are, because I get them and I feel frustrated. And we only feel frustrated when we are really challenged in our belief. When we have doubt, that's when we feel frustration. So acknowledge your feelings of frustration. Feel your feelings of anger. understand that that anger is a righteous anger, because you know that you've created everything that you desire and it's waiting for you. And the only reason you're pissed is because you know it's there and you feel like you can't get it. And if it's true that it's there and you're angry because it's not here yet, then feel the feeling of how you know it's there. That anger is an assertion of what you know is true. And thank your anger. Be like, you know what? I'm glad I feel this, because if I didn't feel this, I would be apathetic. And I feel this because I am so intensely ready for what it is that I've asked for. I'm seeing that you watched it last night, Carissa. Wasn't it so good? Okay, so the next two cards that are coming out, the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Look at that. The slowest moving knight in the deck, but what do you get? You get everything that you've been wanting in the material. It takes time to develop. It takes time for it to come to you. And time is a gift. And that's the whole thing about the Pinocchio scene where he's literally given the gift of time to be reborn and go back to his life and continue to experience the love that he feels for his family and his chosen family, right? So this seems like a curse in a way, because you want this, but you're here, you're on the bike, you're going there, and it seems like a curse. But look where she is. She's in this beautiful setting. If she stops to smell the roses, which you frequently do when you're in the Knight of Pentacles energy, and appreciates all that's around her as she's on the way to this, then this has as much joy in it as this moment of finally having all those pieces come together does. But it's only when we change our perspective and our mindset about that journey towards the thing that we are able to finally take a look around and appreciate all that's going on around us. Rachel, if you're wanting a reading, babes, you can subscribe to my channel and I will pull 2 cards for you. But I usually recommend for questions about conception or pregnancy or health that you book a private reading at the link in my profile. When you do go to the link in my profile, there is a Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App button if you want a full-length reading. It's $22. That is a TikTok live only deal. Readings start at $33 on my site. They are in increments of 15, 30, or 60 minutes. There are 2 readings that kind of fall in between the Tell Me Everything and the Divine Masculine Love Letter, and those are priced accordingly. But you can see all the different options for booking readings there. Also, you'll find on this link in my profile now, you're going to see there's also a place to join my Discord channel. So if you are a subscriber, you should already have access to the Discord channel. If you don't know where it is or don't know how to find it through the TikTok app, you can just click the Discord Pearls Prayers link on my profile, and that will take you right to the channel so that you can join and you can talk to me over there. You can ask me questions over there. Not tarot questions per se, but if you have a question for me about when I'm going live or whatever, as soon as people start using that channel, I will give you a heads up over there. I'll put a message out, hey, I'm gonna go live, so that you know I'm going live if you don't get the notification, because I know sometimes people don't. There's also a place to schedule a 15-minute free consultation to work one-on-one with me and to talk about, pricing and your needs. And there's a study music privately button as well that starts I do hour-long sessions for $111 to study music, voice or piano, or music production, or all 3. Sometimes people study all 3 things with me. I do help with artist development as well. If you are a recording artist and you want to develop your confidence, recording, or live and performance, all different kinds of things like that, I do specialize in. So if you're interested in any of those services, click the link in my profile to find all of the tea. Okay, the Ace of Wands just came out. So and it was in reverse, which I don't even have reversals in this deck. So something that is, I think, really getting in your way right now is not believing that you can have what you desire. I just changed some of my core affirmations. The phone call I had with my friend when she was trying to help me perk up, one of the things that I always do with her is I renew my affirmations. I have an app called Think Up on my phone, and it lets you put like hashtags for the affirmations you record, so that I'll put the month that I was working on them. It's kind of nice too, because I can go back in the app and see, what was I working on in September? Have I improved those things? What about October? Is it improved, right? And so I just did my December ones, and I had to put in there, I believe, because I think the biggest thing for me is not believing, right? Like, I say I believe, but I doubt more. And so I need to say I believe more and more and more. I need to listen to those affirmations all day. Put it on your phone, put it barely audibly. You know, maybe people in the room can barely hear it, but you can just barely hear what you're saying, and just listen to it all day. Listen to it at night when you're sleeping. Just have it on as much as you possibly can, because you have been reiterating all of your doubts over and over and over and over and over again for your entire life. And this is an opportunity to hear your beliefs about yourself and hear positive messages about yourself over and over and over again, and see if it helps. I know that it helps me. Like, if I look at my face in these videos of me from this year, and I go back maybe to when I first started on Instagram, I look totally different to myself. I look much brighter and more alive. You know, things like the setting that I'm in, it looks prettier, more intentional, more reflective of who I am. There's so many ways that I can see that my affirmations, or the work that I've done, the spiritual work that I've done, has actually paid off. That even though I might not be seeing everything here in this 10 of Pentacles, even if I might not be seeing any of it, because sometimes I feel like I'm not seeing any of it, it is there. All right, I'm going to pull one more card, and then I will move to, if anybody wants a $22 private reading, I will start those readings. Or if anybody wants to subscribe to the channel and receive a 2-card reading, I will do that. Okay, look at that. The Queen of Swords. This is an interesting card because it's one of the darkest cards in this deck. And I think because she can be such an intimidating queen, but if she has a shadow, it is overthinking. It is thinking way, way, way too much, worrying, over-analyzing, and getting into analysis paralysis. That's one of her biggest issues. But her strengths are that she can very clearly see a path, and she can come up with a strategy for getting to where she wants to go. She is a direct communicator. She is a truth teller. So there's a lot of light that comes with the Queen of Swords as well. She is independent. She is very courageous, and she is strong. So it's telling yourself that the reason why you can believe that you can have what you desire is because you are this energy. You are determined, you are intelligent, you are capable, you can see clearly what you need to do. You have thought of all the different permutations, maybe even to the point of it being a bit detrimental. It's time to think a little bit less and feel more into your heart space, and work together with this energy of the head and the heart. Don't let her dominate and take over, because that will inevitably lead you to be thinking about all of the potential downfalls, which can cause fear and anxiety. Everybody has a different way of being. Some people benefit from being from thinking about everything that could go wrong, because they can think of everything they can do to solve those problems, and that makes them feel safe. That is a legitimate way of thinking. Other people, they can think of everything that can go wrong, but they're not great about coming up with solutions. And so for them, it's really detrimental if they're constantly thinking or worrying. It really depends on your personality. If you're a problem solver and thinking about potential problems causes you to go right to solutions, there's no problem with it. But if you have trouble doing that, if it's very difficult for you, you know, like I get overwhelmed and I can't think of any solutions if I'm only thinking about problems. So for me, if I find my head is going, I turn it off. Last night, I was in a dark place when I was going to bed. I was experiencing pain probably from the weather changing, and I was getting kind of like I was getting knee pain. And whenever I get pain, I get very triggered because I lived as a prisoner in my own body for 6 years when I had a back injury. And so I was triggered. I was angry that I was experiencing pain. I was afraid that I was experiencing pain. And it started me down a spiral of all these other thoughts that weren't just about my pain body, but were about, like, you know, lack of money, financial stress, feeling confined and not having enough, and all those kinds of feelings. And so I took NyQuil and I put my ass to sleep. I was like, I'm going to take NyQuil. It has Tylenol in it and it will help my knee and it will put me to sleep, and I will not be able to stay up thinking all these thoughts. I don't usually take sleeping aids. Normally I just use Reiki to relax myself into sleep, or cannabis, but I haven't been using cannabis recently. So it's rare for me to take something. And this morning I was really groggy, but it was worth it to shut my mind off, because I knew that if I just kept going, I was going to basically kill any of the progress that I have been making. Like, I was just going to be like throwing it all out. So do what you have to do to shut your mind down, and the healthier, the better. You know, if knitting shuts your mind off and lets you just kind of get into the flow, or crocheting or crafting, doing artwork, playing music, listening to music, binging a show that feels good, you know, there are different tools you have that are going to be more supportive than others, right? You know, so choose your tools wisely, but choose a tool and use it when you get into that overthinking place where you are kind of killing something that you're trying to bring to life, and just counter it with affirmations as much as possible. Record them in your own voice. Record a few different versions. Record it as an I am statement, an I have statement, and then pose a lofty question. So, I am worthy. And say it with meaning. Say it with feeling. Once more with feeling, right? So, I am worthy. I am. You know, like, emphasize, tell yourself, what do you mean you don't think you're worthy? You are worthy. You are worthy. I am worthy. Like, be emotional in how you speak these affirmations into being, because it's your emotions that are fear-based that block you from having the affirmations you want. So you want to counter with as much emotion as you feed into your fears. The other thing to do is when you pose the lofty question, you want it, so it's I am worthy. I have worthiness. That's embodying. Embodying is I am. I have is the spirit, like I spiritually have worthiness within me. And your final question would be, why am I worthy? And the reason why we do that is because when you pose a question, especially as you're falling asleep, when your subconscious is really going, your subconscious is going to start to do some answering of the question. If you ask yourself, why am I worthy? Your subconscious that has just received information about its worthiness is going to be like, well, because all humans are worthy, and because everyone deserves love and abundance, and it's going to answer the question on your behalf, which is going to start like solidifying those affirmations that you're saying. Record them in your own voice and listen to them as much as possible. And if you can listen to them where you can barely hear them, so it's more subconscious, that's even better. Because if you can hear what you're saying, you might argue with it, you know? Like, I am worthy, and you're like, oh yeah, you're so worthy. Like, you know how you do. Like the one that's like, I am rich, and you're like, bitch, you're not rich, okay? Like, it doesn't matter how many times you say it, it's not fucking true, right? Like, there's definitely a part of yourself that will argue with the belief will resist this new belief because it's absolutely antithetical to your experiences that you created from the past, right? So if you can make it so you can barely hear it, that's the sweet spot. You can even make it so it's almost inaudible, like as a subliminal message. But yeah, try it, see what happens, and do the thing that I did, you know, write down some affirmations and do only those affirmations for a couple of weeks, and then check in with yourself. What are some of the triggers that are coming up for me right now? Like, you know, what are some of the things that are bothering me or that I'm worried about? And then create new affirmations from that energy. Then reflect back on the ones you were doing the week before. Some of them you're going to have to do over and over and over. Just know that. How can I get positive energy and vibes sent my way? I'm not having a good day. Well, we're all here to do that for you. So you can basically just open yourself to receive. I think everybody who's here sort of, we are all generating that positive energy for you. Sure, if you want to subscribe to my channel, which you just follow and then subscribe, I'll go ahead and read 2 cards for you on a question. Or if you would like a deeper reading for $22, you can click the link in my profile and choose Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. And any of you who do book a reading today, I really appreciate it because I am needing to, I still have to pay my car payment and I have to pay for my trip to pick up my son next week. So I'm still in need. So anything you can send, I would really appreciate it. And yes, we're all sending some extra positive vibes to Steffi. It was a heavy energy day today, Steffi. I don't know if you happen to catch my videos that I posted for TikTok today. Not many people caught them. I think they're not putting our videos out, really. I think they're doing the same fucking thing that Instagram started doing, which is, you know, hoping that you're going to pay to promote the videos if you don't get a lot of views, because there's like zero explanation for why my views are like, I have 20,000 followers. Why would I only get 300 views on something after 6 hours? Like, especially on videos that I know that people would really want to see. It's annoying, but whatever. I saw that TikTok has been banned from government devices. Did you see that? They, made that, like, it was put into effect yesterday. This is the first time you've been on today. Well, the readings today were about just persevering. Like, you will get to what you are desiring. Like, you will be successful. I think yesterday was like that too. So just hang in there. It's coming. Like, it is coming. I know it's so hard to hear that message because we want it now. And so you know, when you feel like that, when you're like, well, I want it right now, then what you can do is creative visualization, because you are always able to have what you desire as soon as you step into your imagination and visualize it's there. Your imagination is incredibly powerful. You can simulate the feelings that you are seeking through envisioning something happening, and it is that energy that will help you to move into a place where you physically receive. So if you want something now, then close your eyes and ask yourself, what would it feel like if I got this right now? And just live it right out in your mind. Write it down in a notebook if that's easier. Sometimes people have an easier time writing something than they do imagining it. Write it down. Pretend you're writing a letter to your past self. This is a good one. Pretend you're writing a letter to your past self and you're saying, listen, I know how frustrated you were, and I know how hard it was, and I know how tired you were, and how hard you were working, and how little it seemed you were getting back, but let me tell you what we just got. And then write it down. This person came, they said this, or I got this job, or somebody sent me a huge donation. That's me. Somebody sent me a huge donation and I could suddenly pay my bills for the month. Everybody bought a ticket to my virtual retreat and I was able to do it every single month. And it became, you know, one of my favorite things to do. And it just write it as if it's already happened to you. and then read it, that's your end, right? That's called the end, right? The thing that you're wanting. So write it as if it's happened. Imagine it, envision it as if it is happening now, or imagine telling somebody that it happened already. And also rest. Let yourself rest and let yourself play. When I let myself play The Sims or like a childhood game, I just have so much fun and I feel so good. Like, I should definitely play The Sims this weekend. I think that would help me so much. But just let yourself rest. Let yourself relieved. Your mom sent you a check and it just came in today. I love that. And it feels so good to have that support and have that security. The other thing to do is to get a buddy. Do you have somebody in the spiritual community that you would trust to be good at pretending with you? Because one of the ways that I first got into my whole, I don't know, the experiences that I've had with my twin, is that I used to pretend with another friend I had that we knew these people because they were celebrities. It was like rock stars from when we were in the 90s, and we would just pretend that we knew them and we would talk about them. And I actually did end up manifesting all of these things surrounding, because I literally would pretend that it was really happening. So you can do that with somebody right now. Basically, get a close friend, somebody you really trust, and somebody who's willing to do it with you, and agree upon some kind of a symbol that the following text messages you're sending are what you're wanting to happen. And like, I do pineapple emoji. So I'll send a pineapple emoji to my friend who I just talked to on the phone today, Dr. Kyle. She's amazing. You should follow her on TikTok. She is a photon light therapist, and she has the largest photon light therapy clinic in the country. It's much more popular therapy in Europe. It's has not become as popular here, but it is highly effective, and she basically works with lasers, and it's really cool. She's also a chiropractor. She has her PhD in chiropractics, and I think, though, she's not doing chiropraction anymore this year. I think she has moved completely to light therapy because she is finding it so effective. But I'll send her a pineapple emoji, and then I will be like, my person just called and he told me all these things, and she'll respond, I knew that would happen, I'm so excited for you. And she'll be like, I'm with my person right now, and we're talking, whatever. And the more realistic it is, the better. The reason why I think it was so effective when I was younger is because the friend that I used to pretend with, we were really good actors, and we would get lost in that world. I mean, it got a little cuckoo bananas, It started to become a problem for us eventually in terms of functioning, but we had to dial it back. But we pretended, we were delusional, and a lot of amazing things happened to me during that time, and I miss it sometimes. I miss the magic of that time, and it really did come from pretending. Remember when you were a kid, how fun it was to pretend? That's what it was like, except I was an adult. It was awesome. We would go to she lived in New York and I lived in Boston, and I would either drive or take a bus, and I would go spend the weekend with her, and we would go to these upscale restaurants and just pretend we were already established. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. I use my credit card a lot. Pretending that you have money when you don't. Not a great idea, but I will say I did pay it all off eventually, because I would get money in the weirdest ways back then when I was pretending I had it. But we would just go and have the best time. We would have British accents on the train. We would pretend to just be these different people than we were. It was so fun. So go play, go have fun, go pretend. Do something that's going to put you into a childlike mindset, because that is where the magic happens. And it's not a coincidence that saying from from the Bible, from the New Testament, where Jesus says you have to be like a child to enter into the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is here. It is here. It's not later. It's now. And you can get there immediately. Creative visualization is definitely the way. And it's going to be a big component of the retreat that I'm doing in January. So that's weekend is January 7th. There's going to be 30 of us. And we're all going to pretend together. We're all going to visualize. You can participate anonymously if you want to. So you can just view the content. You don't have to speak or have video of yourself in the, because we're going to do basically like a Google Meet meeting. But I highly recommend it if you are wanting to create some momentum in your life. You have to really visualize what you desire. Sometimes we don't give ourselves the time and space to do that, and that's what this retreat is going to be about. So I'm really excited for it. And I hope I start to see people buying tickets soon. I saw a few people bought them, and we're getting there. We are getting there. Very exciting. Is there anybody who would like a reading? $22, or if you become a subscriber for $5.99. Is that what it is? Is it $5.99 to subscribe? I will pull 2 cards for you. Anybody? Anyone? Let me know and I will start. Otherwise, I will probably close the reading with some final cards. What do I want to close with? Let's get divine masculine and feminine energy because it is Friday. And we will look at the divine connection. All right, masculine energy. Where you at? Where you been? Where you been? Well, that's true. Where you at? And where are you going? He's got a lot of cards. Okay, divine feminine, where are you at? Where you been? Where are you going? All right, that's where you been. Where are you at? Y'all are giving me too many cards. Where are you going? Okay. And the connection overall, and something we don't see coming. Okay, so divine masculine. Oh, look, the hanged man and the lovers. And the feminine that's suspended. So divine masculine, very much in love, but keeping the feminine suspended or waiting. That seems about right. So waiting to make a choice about relationship, about the connection. And maybe waiting on the feminine, waiting on something from the feminine. And I think maybe waiting on a sign, because what we have here is where he's at, we have the Ace of Wands and the Tower. So this, you know, kind of shocking, upsetting, uncomfortable energy, burning desire. So I think that this has become so uncomfortable. It's literally burning him at this point to stay in this holding pattern with this feminine energy. And it's causing him to want to make a major shift or change or shake things up in a major way. And then where is he going? No shit. The Emperor and the 9 of Swords in reverse. So I feel, normally I would feel like he has a fear of this, but I actually feel like he is stepping into his full power so that he can alleviate divine feminine's worries and anxiety. He's no longer scared of his feelings, because this is about waking up from a nightmare, and it's going to actually be clarified in a moment by the feminine energy. So keep this in mind. So the masculine is like, I can't fucking stand it anymore. Something has to change. I need to take my power back and end this time that I have been experiencing this sadness, this grief, and causing this sadness and grief, right? That's where the masculine energy is. Now remember, when I say masculine energy, I am not talking about you're a person who is a masculine. I am talking about the masculine energy within inside of you. And if your person is a reflection of you, you may see this energy reflected back to you, but it is not a guarantee that the person that you're focused on is in this energy. In fact, if you don't see this person come and take action because they can't stand it anymore, the odds are your person is not the right match for you, because that's where your energy is. So when people will comment on my videos, like I posted something today and somebody commented, you know, he's not coming back because he's blocking me. Well, then that's the best piece of information you could have thought of today. Because if your person is not in alignment with the readings that you're attracting, then your person is not for you at this time. And they may never be. Like, that is something that you have to embrace and accept, that you can hold on to someone forever, but eventually you're gonna burn with a desire to leave, to release it, to stop holding on to this energy, to just let it go and change. And when you do, you will be in your emperor energy and you won't be in this nightmare anymore. And then somebody who is like this can show up for you. And if it's your person because they are reflecting the same energy of like, I don't want to fucking do this anymore, I don't want to be in this holding pattern anymore, I want to make this, I want to get going, then it's going to be your person that shows up. But if it's not, then the person who shows up is going to be better. How do I know? Because they're not willing to leave you in suspense, because they want a relationship, because they don't want to sit in this place where they're afraid of their emotions. They actually want to experience connection. That's how I know it's going to be better. Okay, where's the divine feminine been at? Girl's already become an empress. She had to wait for this bitch to catch up. Like, girl, this whole time I'm sitting here, I'm creating my entire world inside of me. I'm nurturing myself. I'm taking care of myself. I am surrounded by abundance and prosperity, and I have to wait this whole time for your ass to do something about it. And how can you be on the fence about an empress? How can you be like, I don't know if I want this or not? Of course you want this. This is everything you've always wanted. This is everything you've wanted to create. Everything. So of course you want that. Of course you do. And the divine feminine's just been sitting here being like, I mean, duh. Okay, so where is she at now? Don't get cocky, divine feminine. Also remember, this is just part of the energy inside of you. Where is she now? Mental conflict over the things that she's been creating. The Six of Wands, which is coming out a whole bunch today. A lot it's coming out. And then the Three of Wands, which is about faith and patience and seeing what you desire in the future. So the divine feminine is surrendering. She is giving up trying to create anything new, which is actually going to give her some victory, because it means she's accepting that what she's already asked for is here. It's here. It's not like super far distant in the future so that she can't even see it. In this card, you can see what you have created. So there's no need to keep trying to make it happen. She's like, you know what? I'm done trying to make shit happen. That I'm very glad about. That's no longer trying to think how to make it happen. That's just being like, you know what? I'm accepting that I'm powerful. I am going to be at peace. I'm going to overcome this struggle, the internal struggles I have, and just be at peace, bring myself some peace. And that peace is, I know it's there. The High Priestess came out earlier today for us to acknowledge that. Where is she going? She's wide awake. This is the Judgment card. This is what's clarifying this, waking up from the nightmare, which is what I said the masculine energy is about to do. The masculine energy is about to wake up divine feminine. No more worries, no more anxieties. This is a salvation energy, saving her from the dark thoughts. There's forgiveness that's here. There's reconciliation, and she's getting to awaken to her dream, to her most authentic version of self. Overall energy for the connection, top of the deck, Page of Cups. So true love, new love, fresh new love. And it's like teenage puppy love kind of love. It's like sweep you off your feet kind of energy, like so exciting, so new, so fresh, a little bit awkward, a little bit goofy. It's going to develop, it's going to grow, it's going to become more, but its heart, its center is true love. And it seems like it's impossible. It seems like what is happening is impossible, but it's happening. Something you don't see coming, this inconsistency, ineffectiveness, inefficientness, player energy, hot and cold, this is gone. This is the shadow elements of this card are gone. And what you're left with is just fire and passion and the conviction of your beliefs. I will take it. If you didn't get to see this whole reading, or you didn't get to see the reading at the very beginning, this will be posted on YouTube later tonight. I think I forgot to post yesterday's reading. So sorry. I will be posting that tonight. I think I went to download it and it wasn't ready or something like that. Or maybe I did download it. I don't remember. You'll have to check and see. But I will try to make sure both this reading and yesterday's reading are fully uploaded to my Tuned In Tarot YouTube so that you can watch the entire thing. If you would like your own personal reading, please go click the link in my profile. There is a book a personal reading option. It says from $33. They start at $33 and you will see all the different choices there. If you'd like to become a member, the link is in my profile. Members receive additional content, discounts, and access to unreleased music, plus more. There is a place where you can buy your ticket for the retreat that's coming up on January 7th. I recommend purchasing that ticket 1 to 2 weeks before the retreat so you have enough time to prepare, because the whole idea is that you're creating a spa retreat. It's going to take a little bit of effort on your part to get your home ready, to get your head ready, to get your menu ready, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you give yourself enough time so that the retreat is truly a retreat, so you don't feel rushed or stressed right before it, but you can just kind of arrive and just be ready to do a vision of your life. We're going to do vision boarding together. So if you are wanting to join the retreat, save, if you're a person who gets magazines or something, save your magazines. Or if you're a person that's going to want to print stuff off of the internet to cut out and put on your vision board, go ahead and print those things. You can also do digital visual boards. Or vision boards. You don't have to do a physical one, although sometimes doing physical things and writing things, it reinforces it more. So it's really up to you. But if you want to do a virtual one, there are virtual vision boarding programs as well. But I just want to let you know, in case you're going to do a physical one, you got to cut stuff out. Save your magazines over the next couple of weeks. Or go pick up a couple that you think you would use. Like, I'm definitely going to go get like a Martha Stewart Living one or something, because y'all know Martha's my bitch. But grab some magazines for that event. You might also want to pick up a journal, or you might want to grab a notebook of some kind. So there are some things that you might want to have to be prepared, which is, if you get your ticket early, you'll get your whole list of things you need, ingredients and items. And my goal is that you could spend virtually no money. Like, you can just grab whatever you have around the house. But if you do want to spend a little money and buy some things, you'll have time to do it before the retreat. Like if you have to order something from Amazon or whatever. So purchase your tickets soon. It will also be a Christmas gift to me, because the financial stability would be one of the best Christmas gifts I could get this year. So if you're wanting to celebrate the holiday and give me a gift in some way, financial stability is what I'm asking for Christmas this year. But thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Oh, I forgot a few more things. Discord channel you can access, so you can find out how to get over to my Discord channel. There's a link. There is a link for working one-on-one with me, booking a 15-minute free consultation to talk about the pricing and what we might work on together. And then there's also a study music privately link as well, because I do teach music as well. thank you so much for being here with me today. I love all of you. I'm so thankful for my subscribers. It means a lot to me that you subscribe. And like I've said before, there's a bunch of people on TikTok that I'm like, should I subscribe? So I know it's not just a simple, straightforward decision. I know that it shows that you really care about me and support me. So I value that a lot. Thank you. And for those of you who book readings and become a member on my site, many blessings to you, and just everybody who's here to listen to me go off every day. I appreciate you all. Take care, everybody. Have the best Friday night, and I will see you tomorrow for the full-length Tell Me Everything spread, the extended version. Might be doing it at 4 p.m. I'm not sure. It's either going to be 11 a.m. or 4 p.m., so stay tuned for that. See you there. Have the best night, everybody. Take care.